The Cardinals have earned their 10th win of the season with a 33-22 victory over the Bears. Welcome into another Decisive Moments with Darren Urban. I'm Dani Sureck. Darren, you were in Chicago. It was cold, it was rainy, so we've got a warm fire here to kind of warm you up this morning.
It's lovely. It was definitely cold and windy and rainy, although I got to be in the press box most of the game, so I didn't get that cold. I had my moments.
This was the first game coming off the bye for the first time in 3 seasons, first time under head coach Cliff Kingsbury. The Cardinals won the first game coming off the bye week. What changes did you notice throughout the game or in the pregame that let you know, okay, this team really is focused, it's going to be different this year?
Well, I mean, I don't know if I necessarily saw a lot focused pregame. As actually funny pregame, all we were talking about was DeAndre Hopkins and Kyler Murray and them coming back, and then pregame, because it was raining, DeAndre Hopkins never came out on the field, and Kyler Murray was out there early for about 3 of his early snaps and then went in and said, no, it's raining, I'm not going to take my normal pregame. He did come out for the regular pregame. I don't know if there was anything out of the ordinary that we know. I mean, we've asked Cliff Kingsbury about how they were going to handle post-bye after the last couple of years. He said they did some things, but as Cliff is wont to do, he didn't really bring up specifics, probably keeping that a little close to the vest. So obviously whatever it was worked. Getting 4 interceptions tends to help.
Absolutely. Let's talk about the first interception. It's the very beginning of the game, third play, Chicago's drive. They're at their own 29. Quarterback Andy Dalton throws a pass. It's intercepted by safety Jalen Thompson. You said it, Darren, the first of 4 picks this game.
Look, there wasn't anything spectacular in terms of fundamentals here from Jalen Thompson. He got a little lucky. The ball bounced to him. It was not a great throw from Andy Dalton. But those are the breaks. I mean, that's what you've got to take advantage of. And I know Budda Baker after the game said, we knew the ball was going to be a little bit slippery. We knew there was a chance there could be some deflections. We had to be ready for it. Jalen Thompson was ready for it. We saw it on the very next drive, Budda Baker, which might have even been even more important. I mean, Jalen Thompson set the tone in terms of putting them in a place where they could take the lead. But Budda Baker's came after the Bears were driving, only down 7-0, and it looked like they were going to at least get 3 points. And Budda ended up making the interception, returning it, and setting up a second touchdown, which really kind of paved the way for the rest of the game. Obviously, the third interception, Byron Murphy, also a tipped play by Chandler Jones at the line of scrimmage. We'll give Zach Allen all the props in the world. He got a clean interception yesterday.
A big man interception. That one was fun to see. J.J. Watt was really excited, too, on the sideline for him. That Jalen Thompson interception leads us to our second decisive moment. The Cardinals have a short field at Chicago's 28. It's 4th and 2. Darren, it's been a long time since we've been able to talk about quarterback Kyler Murray and wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins making plays on the field. First game back in a month for these two, an ankle and hamstring injury respectively for them. Right off the bat, connection, first drive for the Cardinals offense.
Well, you know, what was great about this is you're sitting there. First of all, it's 4th down. Early in the game, maybe take the points and make sure you get the lead, but Cliff Kingsbury likes to go for it on 4th down. He trusts his offense. Kyler Murray didn't look great early in that drive in terms of throwing the ball and even handling the ball. The rain was obviously a factor, and yet here you have these two guys coming back, and quite frankly, that pass, unlike maybe the rest of the game, that pass looked like neither one of them had ever left. I mean, that was a great throw by Kyler Murray, obviously a great catch by DeAndre Hopkins, the kind of catch Hopkins makes. He didn't have a lot of impact the rest of the game. Kyler Murray didn't throw it a lot the rest of the game. But that play alone shows you what this team is missing when those two guys aren't on the field. And I thought it was obviously a huge deal. It got them off on the right foot.
Didn't seem like any lingering effects from that ankle injury for Kyler Murray. He had 2 rushing touchdowns. He also became the 4th youngest player to hit 10,000 career passing yards. The Cardinals offense scored on their first 3 possessions. That takes us to our third and final decisive moment. Cardinals have a 1-score lead. They don't have a short field though. It's 7 plays, 74 yards, and it ends with a touchdown by running back James Conner.
That was one of the best catches I've seen of the season. James Conner catching it one-handed, pirouetting around, moving the ball into the other hand, avoiding the tackle. I mean, that was about as good of a play as you can find. And to get it from a running back like James Conner, you might expect that from DeAndre Hopkins. You might expect that from Chase Edmonds. All season, James Conner has been insisting he's a better receiver than people give him credit for. I think it was all on display there. And it was kind of a microcosm of James Conner for the day. He made a lot of big plays. And more importantly, I think late in the game, James Conner was the guy who they could keep handing the ball off. He doesn't care about his stats. His stats took a beating in the fourth quarter because they were just handing him the ball. The Bears knew he was going to get it. He's getting like 1 yard to carry, but it didn't matter because that's what the team needed. I think the other thing that play showed, Danny, was the fact that Kyler Murray wasn't super effective throwing the ball. That's why he only threw it 15 times. Has nothing to do with any injuries. I don't even think it had to do with any rust. I think it had all the things to do with the weather. That ball just slipped right out of his hand. Connor made the play, but they played it conservative most of the day. And as you mentioned, Kyler Murray set season highs in both rushing attempts and yards, showing that his ankle is just fine.
There are 5 games left in the regular season. The Cardinals are 10-2, 7-0 on the road. They stay atop division and league standings. Monday Night Football is on deck. Division rival Los Angeles Rams are coming to town. Darren Urban will have you set all week on team news, updates, matchups, everything you'll need to know ahead of that game. For Darren Urban, I'm Dani Sureck. We'll see y'all on the next Decisive Moments. Stay warm.